Hello and welcome. You're watching Market Fatafat with me, Kanishka, and Ashesha, where we'll get you a roundup of all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. Well, trading near that 25,000 mark, that's where the Nifty is. Ashesha, what are you making of the markets?
Well, absolutely. In fact, Nifty has now fallen below that 25,000 odd mark. Banking sector, in fact, is outperforming in trade today. Nifty Bank, for instance, is up 225 points above that 55,580 odd mark. In fact, what is taking markets lower is the IT sector. Nifty IT index is the only sectoral index which is trading with losses. We have Emphasis, which is down more than 1.5%. Infosys, Coforge, TCS, Wipro, all of them falling in excess of 1% in trade today. On the flip side, though, we have real estate stocks which are firing on all cylinders. Nifty Real Estate Index is up 1.6%. We have Phoenix Mills, which is up a whopping 3.5%. Oberoi Realty, Godrej Properties, DLF, all of them gaining in excess of 2.5% in trade today. So on the index level, we have seen that outperformance come in as far as banking stocks are concerned, but Nifty clearly is below that 25,000 odd mark. But Kanishka, big news coming in for the telecom sector, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. Top development coming in. Well, the Supreme Court has rejected Airtel and Vodafone Idea's AGR waiver plea. Now, the Council had wanted to adjourn the case until July. In fact, Sumit is joining us with all the details on that front. Sumit, over to you.
Well, it's a shocking development for telcos. Supreme Court today rejected the AGR relief plea made by Vodafone Idea, Bharti Airtel, in fact, Tata Tele also. So, in a way, it is now the last step for the companies because they wanted a Supreme Court to review the overall thing and some way get government helping them. It started like this, that the council, Mukul Rohtaki, wanted the case to be adjourned till July, but judge said, no, it is not possible. Then they said, judge said that government, if it wants to help you, it can help you, we will not come in the way. But they said government is not helping. It owns around 50%, still it is not helping. And then Supreme Court said, we can't do much about it. So on that note, the overall petition got rejected. So it's a shock coming for Vodafone Idea and even Bharti Airtel. Even the Supreme Court judge calls it shocking, the petition. So in a way, it was clearly not taken on the way since the beginning that they may get some relief. So finally, it came like this, that it's not going to be any relief for Vodafone Idea on this front. Earlier, government had also rejected Supreme Court. In Supreme Court, Vodafone Idea said that it is not in a very good shape. It can't survive for a long time without any help. Well, recently government converted dues of Vodafone Idea into equity, so it owns around 49% in Vodafone Idea already. On that note, Bharti Airtel also went to Supreme Court demanding the same. So it's a lot of trouble brewing in telecom sector, and Supreme Court clearly is not no help for them currently.
Okay, thank you, Sumit, for getting us all those details. In fact, if you look at the stock, Vodafone Idea is down more than 9% at this point in time, just after the news. So let's see how it goes for the stock further in the day, and as we make more of the development coming in from the Supreme Court. But it's time now to welcome our guest, Samit Chavan, who's the head research, technical and derivative at Angel One, to talk about all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. We are also joined by our researchers, Gaurav and Rabinder. Let's begin by talking about the first stock that's on my list, that's GMR Airports. It was last week awarded the concession to operate, maintain and manage the existing cargo terminal at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport. Now, this development comes after the Ministry of Civil Aviation revoked the security clearance of Celebi Group entities operating in India, citing national security concerns. So, in response, the Delhi International Airport has terminated Celebi's existing concession agreement with immediate effect. Now, to ensure business continuity, DIAL has now handed over the cargo terminal operations to GMR Airports, which already holds the necessary security clearance to run cargo services at Indian airports. Now, GMR Airports is in focus, as we discussed. Now, while the stock is down more than 3% in trade today, if you look at the trend over the past 6 months, it's seen a rally of about 10%. Now, Samir, do you see this rally to hold on going forward? Do you while the stock is down today, going forward, do you see levels going up?
As far as GMR Airports is concerned, but also let's shift focus to Decodes Laboratories then. And after reporting very strong set of numbers, Rabinder, the stock is up 6% and brokerage houses too continue to remain very positive.
Well, Decodes Lab is in focus. Our company has announced a Q4 number and company reported revenue at rupees 2,585 crore, which was up by more than 12% year-on-year basis, and company net profit was company reported net profit at 662 crore, which was up by 23% on a yearly basis. And if we talk about EBITDA margin, then company's EBITDA margin also saw a good uptick of more than 250 basis point year-on-year basis. And if we talk about brokerages, then Macquarie has maintained their outperform rating with target price of rupees 7,400, and Kotak Security has maintained their sell rating with target price of rupees 500, where they say that the Decodes Lab valuation look expensive, and Antique has upgraded the stock to hold as versus earlier sell, and they have hiked target price to rupees 6,575. So on back of good Q4 earning, stock is up more than 6%.
All right, following the strong set of Q4 numbers, Decodes Lab is up about 6% in trade today, and it's almost up 13% when it comes to the month-on-month movement. So, Samir, what do you see? What are the levels that we are tracking for this one?
Yeah, as far as Decodes is concerned, this stock was clearly buzzing since last few weeks, and since morning this stock has shown good traction. If you look at the overall daily time frame chart, the stock has already broken out from its multiple resistance zone and is now entered in uncharted territory. If you look at the volume activity as well, it is the price action is clearly supported by robust volume, so that provides some sort of credence to the move. And hence, going ahead, we expect this to move to extend a bit, wherein the next important levels to watch out for would be around 6,800, and then probably the next psychological mark of 7,000 can be tested in coming weeks. So overall, the bias remains positive. Any decline is likely to get bought into, and now the support base has shifted from say 5,200, 5,300 towards say 5,800 to 6,000. So any decline is likely to get bought into in case of Decodes Lab.
Any decline is likely to be bought into, and bias continues to remain very positive. So that's the word coming in for Decodes Laboratories. The stock is up 6% after reporting very strong set of numbers. But let's also talk about another pharma counter, Dr. Reddy's. This one also continues to be in focus on account of some US FDA action, where US FDA has now completed GMP inspection at company's API Middleburg facility in New York. The company also says that the inspection was done between 12th of May and 16th of May for a period of about 4 to 5 odd days. Company has been issued Form 483 with 2 observations, and the company also clarifies that these observations will be solved within the stipulated time limit. So some news coming in for Dr. Reddy's. The stock, of course, has given up all of those morning gains and is now trading with some bit of losses for the day. Kanishka?
All right, then moving on. Samita, I also want to get your view on CESC. That's the stock that we are tracking in trade today. What are your views there? Where do you see the levels going forward?
See, recently this stock has seen good performance from the lower levels after forming a good base around 125, 130 odd levels. Since then, the stock has been maintaining sturdy structure. A series of high rise, high lows can be witnessed on daily time frame charts. And with today's price action, the stock has managed to traverse 200-day simple moving average, which is happening after nearly 3 to 4 months time frame. So overall, chart structure now looks quite encouraging, and from here on, will not be surprised to see the stock even heading towards 185, 190 over the next few weeks. So overall, yes, chart structure looks positive. Volumes have also increased in last 3-4 trading sessions. So that is clearly providing some sort of credence to this up move. And looking at the weekly time frame chart, yes, the chart is the stock is likely to do well in coming weeks. Any decline towards say 165, 160 would be a good buying opportunity. And now 150, 152 would act as a very strong support zone as far as CESC is concerned.
Structure for CESC continues to remain very positive, and any decline towards 155 to 160 could be a good buying opportunity. But let's shift focus to BHEL. Gaurav, it reported its numbers. How were they?
Well, yes, when we talk about BHEL, a good set of numbers is what we saw from the company because revenue increased almost by 9% on a YY basis. Whereas when we talk about gross margins, that increased almost by 60 basis points to around 33.8%, and this was because of the better product mix as per the company's overall commentary. When we talk about profitability, there also we saw around 4% growth, which was a little lower than what the CEO was expecting. But other than that, they also reported order inflow of around 92,500 crore rupees, which was actually one of the highest for the company so far. In fact, when we talk about brokerages now, Nuvama actually gave a target of 360 rupees on the stock, saying that from here on we will see some kind of positive momentum, specifically given that the company is dominant in India's thermal capex revival plan. And at the same time, they also say that from here on for the next 2 to 3 years, we will see company actually achieving market share which is higher than current market share. Antique also gave a target price of around 300 rupees, but given some kind of profit booking is what we saw in the stock, it is currently under pressure, so definitely watching out on this stock.
Well, absolutely. Next up on my list is Tube Investments. That's a stock that's been buzzing in trade, up almost 4% in trade today. Now, this kind of uptrend could be coming on the back of reports that the company has signed a new railway contract worth 8,000 crore rupees. Now, this contract is for a supply of train sets for project with a business potential of about 1,000 crore rupees over 7 years. Now, remember this update came in during a post-earnings conference call on May 16th. Now, if you look at the stock, that's like I said, it's up about 4% at this point, almost 4% at this point in time. And if you look at the monthly trend, it has been rallying and it's up almost 22%. Let's see if this momentum continues going forward.
Investments is concerned, but the next stock on our radar is MCX. The stock, of course, is trading with gains today, and over the last 5 trading sessions, the stock is up 10%. Samit, tell us, what do the charts indicate as far as MCX is concerned? Samit, please unmute your mic.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Go ahead.
So as far as MCX is concerned, if you see most of the bourses that are listed are doing well. If you look at the BSE, it has been moving continuously. It has already given stellar move. MCX is clearly moving in tandem now. If you look at the daily time frame charts, we can clearly observe a sturdy structure of higher highs, higher lows. Recently, stock prices retested its 200-day simple moving, and from there we have already seen a V-shaped recovery. So on the daily time frame chart, stock has already given a breakout from bullish cup and pattern, and after a pullback move in the morning itself, stock has now regained its momentum, and from here on 6680 to 6700, these are the next important levels to watch out for. And once the stock surpasses 6700 with decent volumes, will not be surprised to see the stock testing 7000 in coming weeks as well. So overall, bias remains positive, and any decline towards say 6400, 6350 would make it a better risk to reward candidate. Hence, we like this counter. Immediate target 6700, and then probably a move towards 7000 cannot be rolled out.
The MCX continues to remain very positive. 6,700 is the first hurdle, and then it could probably touch 7,000 levels as well. We spoke about a whole host of pharma stocks today. Let's also talk about Cipla. This again on the back of some US FDA action, where US FDA has classified analytical testing facility of one of its wholly owned subsidiary, which is located in Mahape, Navi Mumbai, as VAI or Voluntary Action Indicated. The company also said that the inspection was done from the 18th to 20th of February, for which the company had already intimated the exchanges. But now US FDA has classified this facility as VAI. Some important update, and in line with how the other pharma stocks are reacting, the stock has also declined from the highest point of the day, now trading with a cut of 0.5% today.
That's right. Cipla continues to remain in focus. Now, apart from that, Delivery has also delivered a good set of Q4 numbers. Rabinder, what are you picking up on that front?
Well, as Delivery is also in focus on back of Q4 earnings, where company reported revenue at rupees 2,192 crore, which was up by 5.5% year-on-year basis, and company reported a profit at rupees 72.5 crore as compared to loss of 68.4 crore year-on-year basis, and company's EBITDA margin also improved by more than 300 basis points. And Macquarie has maintained their outperform rating with target price of rupees 380, and management in the con call has highlighted that they have improved their competitive position and and are the only profitable company in the industry, and company overall market share is going up pretty rapidly, and they have maintained market share despite sluggish growth in parcel volume. So back of the strong Q4 earnings, stock is up more than 9 to 10%.
Well, absolutely. 350 is where delivery is currently trading at, up 9% after reporting strong set of numbers. But let's shift focus to the banking sector then. Samit, Union Bank is the stock in your list. The stock is up 3.5% today, trading at about 137 odd levels. What do charts indicate for Union Bank?
In fact, the entire PSU banking basket is on a roll since last few days. Union Bank, which has already formed a good base around 150, 120, has recovered quite sharply in last 7 to 8 trading sessions, and has now challenged its recent resistance of 130, 135. Stock has already broken out those from those resistance levels, and from here on, the next important levels to watch out for would be around 143 and 145. So chart structure looks quite promising. As far as support zone is concerned, we can see a strong support getting emerged around 125, 130. So any decline is likely to get bought into, and we expect this stock to head towards 145 over the next 2 trading sessions.
All right, thank you. That's the kind of levels we are tracking as far as Union Bank is concerned. But now moving on, Emami is the stock that Gaurav has picked out for us. Gaurav, inline set of numbers for the company.
Well, as when we talk about Emami, inline set of number is what we saw. In fact, what company has said that from here on they're expecting pricing growth of around 2 to 3% in FY26. But when we talk about brokerages, a little bit of mixed view is what we saw from brokerages. Nuvama actually cut the target price to 895 rupees versus what it was at 925 rupees. What they're saying is that the core business remains strong, but at the same time, when we talk about margins, that actually remained muted for the business. When we talk about Q4 FY25, the revenue was up actually 8%, but it was actually in line with the consensus. But what they're saying is that they're also factoring in higher operating expenses because of the new launch of Cash King, and that is the reason why they have cut the FY26 EPS almost by 4%. On the other hand, when we talk about Motilal Oswal, they have given a buy target and a target price of 750 rupees. What they're saying is that a steady performance was what we saw from the company. Given that there is a benign raw material cost and operational efficiencies, they're expecting margins to remain at current levels. So all in all, inline set of numbers, and at the same time, outlook is also very not strong. As a result, when we talk about stock performance, it is currently flat. So definitely watching out on what happens and what could be the key triggers for Emami going ahead.
All right, thanks, Gaurav. Another stock that is in focus on the back of earnings is HAL, which reported its earnings over the weekend with its revenue down about 7.2% on a year-on-year basis. Net profit also dipped about 7.7%, whereas the EBITDA slipped 10.3% with margins contracting to 38.6%. However, despite the subdued quarterly performance, global brokerage Jefferies remains very optimistic about HAL's future prospects. It has in fact raised its target price by 33% to 6,475, citing robust order visibility and margin expansion. If you look at the HAL's order book, that remains healthy at 1.9 lakh crore with a pipeline of 2.5 lakh crore.
Okay, so that's as far as HAL is concerned. The company, on the back of its results, the stock continues to remain in focus, and we have a whole host of brokerage reports also which have come in, because of which the stock is in focus today. But let's shift focus to Supreme Industries, another counter which is on Samit's rate and trade today. Help us understand, what do charts indicate for Supreme Industries?
Clearly looking at the monthly time frame chart, this stock was in a slumber phase for nearly 10 to 12 months time, and recently it seems that the stock is now seeing some early signs of revival. Although it would be too early to take that call, but overall the price and volume development that have happened over the past couple of weeks, it suggests that at least a short-term bounce is clearly on cards. Since morning, the stock has been buzzing. We have seen good traction in this counter. In the course of action, the stock has already surpassed its 89-day exponential moving average, which has been a challenging task for this particular counter since last few weeks. If you look at the volume activity, volume has risen substantially. So overall, looking at the daily and weekly time frame charts, we expect the stock to head towards 4200 to 4400. These are the next important levels to watch out for. Any decline from current level would be a good buying opportunity. As a trader, one should keep a stop around 3650 and can go long for a target of 4200 first, and then probably towards 4400.
All right, thanks Amit for getting us that level on Supreme Industries. But now moving on, let's shift focus to Kalpataru Projects. Ravinder, great set of numbers. In fact, the highest ever revenue and EBITDA for Q4 FY25.
Well as another earning counter, Kalpataru project is in focus. Our company reported revenue at rupees 7,067 crore, which was up by more than 18% year-on-year basis, and net profit also saw an uptick of more than 35% on an annually basis. And company reported EBITDA margin at 7.6%, which was flat on year-on-year basis. And company has achieved its highest ever EBITDA and revenue in Q4 FY25 and whole year FY25. And they have received new order of rupees 2,372 crore till date in FY26. So on back of a good set of Q4 earnings, stock is up more than 2%.
Understood. So Kalpataru projects in focus, the stock is up more than 2% today. But Sameet, you have picked up a whole host of banking stocks after Union Bank. You also have Indian Bank on your radar today. The stock is up 2.6%. 610 is where it is currently trading. What do the charts indicate for Indian Bank?
As I had clearly mentioned in my remarks also, the entire PSU banking space is on a roll, and as far as Indian Bank is concerned, quite similar chart structure with Union Bank. In fact, Indian Bank, which has been struggling to surpass its previous sales of 600, today it has managed to surpass this important cluster along with substantial rise in volumes. So overall, the stock is now poised for entering its uncharted territory, and over the next few weeks, we'll not be surprised to see this stock even heading towards 645, 650. So within the PSU banking space, this is one of the strongest chart structure that Indian Bank has. As far as support levels are concerned, now 570, 560 would act as a very strong support. Any decline from current level would be a good buying opportunity. And as I said, the next important levels to watch out for would be around 640, 650 for Indian Bank.
Thank you, Sameet, for that update. Now, let's shift focus to a news update then. Now, Maharashtra's new housing policy is likely to be launched by the end of the month. Promoting affordability and sustainability remain the key focus areas of the government. My colleague Anurag Shah is joining us with all the exclusive details there.
After a long wait, Maharashtra's housing policy is finally set to see light of day. After a gap of 18 years, Maharashtra is all prepared to launch a new housing policy. The last housing policy was launched in 2007, and we have seen just before the model code of conduct announced in state of Maharashtra. In October, Maharashtra government came up with a draft notification of new housing policy, and the housing policy is set to benefit all stakeholders. The focus of housing policy is on affordable housing, to give incentives for green housing, to give an incentive for redevelopment project, and for developers also there are proposals for the premium rationalization. So as per our sources, by month end, Maharashtra government is all set to launch the new housing policy. The policy first will be brought in the cabinet, and after the cabinet decision, the cabinet will give a final note for the new housing policy. There are other, as per our sources, there will be a dedicated redevelopment cell to be set up within the Mahada for the redevelopment project, especially for the city like Mumbai. Then a project to get a support through TDR, premium rationalization and incentive will also be the part of new housing policy. Single window clearance system to be implemented to ease project approvals, and policy also aims to accelerate some slum rehabilitation in urban areas. So these are the main focus areas of housing policy, and Maharashtra is all set to launch a new housing policy after 18 years.
Maharashtra is all set to launch the new housing policy by the end of this month. That's the exclusive that we are picking up from our sources. Anurag, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. But let's shift focus back to some other stocks which are in focus today. And Shipping Corporation of India, this one reported its numbers. The stock is declining in trade after reporting weak set of numbers. Revenues have declined by about 6% on a year-on-year basis to come in at about 1,325 odd crores. Margins have also contracted. We have seen EBITDA margin which is come in at 27.5%. versus 28.8% that the company had reported in the quarter gone by. So revenue decline, margin contraction of about 130 basis points is what is leading to the decline in the stock. Shipping Corporation of India is now down 0.7% after reporting its numbers. Kanishka.
Right, let's also take a look at another earnings candidate, that's Sterlite Tech, which is in focus after reporting a strong Q4 performance. Now, revenue jumped about 25% year-on-year, while net loss narrowed to 40 crore rupees, down about 51%. Exports accounted for 56% of Q4 revenues, reflecting solid international traction. EBITDA, on the other hand, surged 231% year-on-year to 146 crore, with margins expanding to 13.8%, which is the highest in 6 quarters. The company's order book also remains very stable, with strong contributions from optical networking, global services and digital solutions. Now, looking ahead to FY26, the management is guiding for profitable growth, net debt reduction and capital-efficient expansion, with continued focus on margin improvement and strategic partnerships. In fact, in a post-earnings chat with ET Now, the management said that it expects North America to be a key growth driver in FY26, with increasing demand from enterprise data centers. Now, despite a fairly positive outlook, the stock is down about 4% in trade today. In fact, on a monthly basis, it's down more than 16%.
We are looking forward to an improved performance in the coming year. If you look at the performance and the improvement that's happened quarter on quarter, you clearly see that trend in the positive trajectory, and including into quarter four itself. In quarter four, we had our best performance from a EBITDA percentage and absolute number. One of the big drivers for this will be in terms of growth, particularly in two sections. One is in the North America market, which we clearly see continuing to be very robust and growing in the coming year. And the second is our focus and doubling down on enterprise and data centers, which we also see can be very, very exciting for the company going forward. As our pipeline improves within this quarter and next quarter itself, we will see some more healthy order booking. We are very confident that at any point we will have visibility of between 12 to 18 months of orders going forward.
That's the word coming in from the management of Sterlite Technologies on the outlook going forward. But we need to slip into a break on that note. But don't go anywhere. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned.